guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the worst credit cards for retirement travelers.
Yeah, some of these fooled us right off the get-go because when we started doing our retirement travel, we didn't know what to do. We just got cards that looked good. Probably the advertising sold us on it, and they were terrible. And so we're going to tell you which ones those are today so you don't get them. Actually, the first two we're going to talk about are the first two that we got. They have been by far the worst cards to get. So you really have to take a lot of things into account. So we're going to break that down. Jumping right in, the first card we got was the Hilton Aspire Amex card. And it's probably the worst card we've ever gotten.
Yeah, it's literally the one that we use the very least. So this card has an annual fee of $550, and you get about 150,000 points as your bonus. Generally, that's the offer. Now, it does come with diamond status for Hilton, which is nice, but if you're not going to actually stay at Hilton, it doesn't actually help you.
And that's where it got us, because we thought, oh, well, this is the one that gives you the best status just for getting the card. Diamond status, top tier status. Every time we stay at Hilton, we're going to get upgrades, we're going to get lounge access. Well, guess what? We never stayed at Hilton the entire year because their point redemptions are so bad. So they gave us 150,000 points. We got a few others for, we got like 20,000 points for doing the initial spend on the card. So I think we had 165,000 points in our account for most of the year. And you just can't find a Hilton anywhere that's less than, in the US, you can't find one that's less than 30,000 points. And even overseas, where we are now, you can't find one for under 20,000 points generally. So, whereas the other hotel chains, Hyatt, you can find them easily for 3,500 points. IHG, we booked them for 6,000 points. And Marriott, we booked them for 5,000 points. The Hilton redemptions are 5 and 6 times the points more. So Hilton points are almost worthless for long-time travel.
Yeah, it's not one that you'll choose over the others, because like you said, if you can get a really nice comparable hotel room to what you're looking at Hilton through IHG or Marriott or Hyatt, you're not going to spend more points on a room that is comparable or maybe even not as good, depending on where you are. It's really tough to make that choice, and that was the big mistake, is we were looking at the status and what you get with status, with that diamond status that you get with the card, but at the end of the day, like I said, if you're not going to stay there, the status doesn't matter, and the point redemption is where it really becomes very key.
Yeah, we have right now 190 nights booked for the rest of this year. And in every city we go to, we just book the best deal, the best points deal we can get. Of those 190 nights, only 7 are Hilton. But those weren't even the best deals, because eventually we just said, we have to get rid of these points somewhere. So even though there was a better deal with another chain, we took our 160,000 points and we spent them on 7 nights and just said, that's it. We're going to be done with Hilton. We're getting out, because they're literally never the best deal, and we just never use it. So it is a terrible card. $550 annual fee. Completely not worth it if you're doing long-term retirement travel. If you just hear other people who aren't doing retirement travel, they'll say this is an amazing card. That's because they're only traveling for a week or 2 a year. Completely different. So what would we do instead? Looking in that kind of premium range card, also for a $550 fee, one of our best cards you've ever gotten, is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Right off the bat, there's a $300 annual travel credit that if you book any travel on the card, they just give you the $300 back. So it's really only a $250 annual fee. You're going to get 60,000 Chase points for signing up, which will transfer to Hyatt, and you can redeem those for 3,500 point nights. That's a lot of nights. Then also it's going to give you priority pass lounge access.
I think that is an underestimated one, because people think to themselves, that's not really helpful. It's hard to get into the lounges, they're crowded, blah, blah, blah. But if you're using Priority Pass airport lounges outside of the US, whoa, that you are in for a treat. Not only are they not overcrowded, they're easy to get in, and so often we find them to be even better than the ones that we've used in the US. So don't overlook that one just because you've been traveling within the US. Once you start traveling outside the US, those lounges are really amazing.
Yeah, they really are. Then also with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you're going to get 3x points, 3 times the points per dollar on all travel. So since you're traveling, that even works like if you book an Airbnb, you get 3 times the points. So it is a really good card to have in your bag. All right, the next card that we got that they really fooled us because we're like, oh, let's do it. Maybe we can fly and we can get a free business class ticket or something. So we got the Emirates card, which again was a completely terrible card.
And the tough thing here is we did learn a tough lesson here because airline cards are not really what you want to get, and specifically this one because they've got huge fees, first of all, to redeem your miles. So you try to redeem your miles and you use up everything that you've got, plus they're charging you $500-$600 on top of that, and that's just for like economy. If you're trying to redeem your points for like the lay flat seats, first class, business class, whatever, you can't even think about it because it won't even show you the redemptions for that. It's crazy. Not for what they give you, which is only around 80,000 miles points for your sign up bonus for that one. So that's not that was a huge mistake on our part because we thought, well, we do fly a lot long haul flights, and Emirates is one that we've been on multiple times flying from the US into Asia. We have been on Emirates several times. So that's really one of the reasons why we thought, well, that might be the one to go with, because we are doing those long haul flights from the US over to, different countries in Asia. But that actually turned out to be a pretty bad decision.
Yeah, we got 81,000 points when we signed up for the card, plus the spend. Right now we have 81,000 points because we can't find a way to spend them. We have tried and tried and tried to spend these points, cannot spend them. We may just end up losing them because there's really nothing we can do to spend these points. They're not worthless, but they're pretty close.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that you can't transfer them someplace else either, so you're kind of stuck either using it on a flight there or using it in their Sky Rewards program, which still is not really anything that you would use. So it's really challenging. They've been sitting there for a long time.
Luckily, it wasn't a very expensive card to get, so that's just a lesson learned. What would we get instead in that range? Definitely the Chase Inc. Business Preferred card. Now, this one also only has a $95 annual fee, but for the sign-up bonus, you're going to get 100,000 Chase points, which is worth to us about $1,700. Those can be transferred to Hyatt again, and you can get a Hyatt hotel for 3,500 points per night. So you're getting basically a month worth of hotels for getting this card for free. That's a ton of value.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing because it's money that you're going to spend anyways. It's booking flights or other hotels or, renting cars, anything like that you're going to spend, or just everyday things, your groceries, or any bills that you may have that you're still paying, like insurance and things like that. Then you would just use your card for that. We just shift our stuff every time we get a new card and pay it with that so that we can meet the sign-up bonus, and once we've spent that amount, then we move on to the next card and just kind of rotate them that way. If you're trying to figure out how to do that, that's basically what we do.
Yeah, and you may be thinking, well, I don't own a business, I'm retired, I can't do this. Any form of income basically is going to qualify for a business. You have an Etsy store, a YouTube channel, so many different things. You talk to somebody about consulting. It doesn't take a lot to get approved for a business card. You don't have to have like a multi-million-dollar company with a bunch of employees. It can just be you selling a couple shirts online. That qualifies as a business. And we do have links for the cards that we are recommending in the description if you do want to check them out. We don't have links for any Hilton cards or Emirates cards, because you shouldn't check those out.
We're discouraging you from using
Yeah,
them.
don't use those. Then the next category is kind of a catch-all. Any card that has foreign transaction fees, you do not want.
The biggest mistake you can make is getting a card where you did not read the fine print. Now, this is not a mistake that we made because we knew this starting out pretty early, but did talk to some friends who travel long term, and that is one of the mistakes that they made, is getting a card that they didn't realize had foreign transaction fees until they were several $100s deep into foreign transaction fees before they were like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this card was going to be charging me so much to use it overseas. And in so many places, you end up using your card to get groceries or just everyday type things, or if you make purchases while you're abroad to replace items, like suitcases or cameras or computers or whatever. Any card like this that has foreign transaction fees, you want to run away from.
Yeah, so our favorite card in this kind of general, cheap, inexpensive annual fee category is the IHG Premiere card, because it is only a $99 fee, and they do give you 3 times points on everything. So that's pretty great. You're going to use your Chase Sapphire Reserve on travel. When you go to the grocery store, use the IHG, you're going to get 3 times the points there as well. Chase, you're going to get 3 times on travel and dining. IHG is going to get you the 3 times points on everything. So with those cards, you're going to be getting at least 3 times the points on everything you spend. You're also going to get a free night with the IHG card and no transaction fees. None of the cards we're recommending here have transaction fees at all.
Yeah, and that's the big one here, is that this is a really good, like you said, catch-all general card to have, because it's with a hotel brand that you'll probably end up using a lot. Doesn't have foreign transaction fees, and it's one that's really easy to use because you're getting 3 times the points basically across the board, so you don't even have to really think about it. It's a quick go-to card. As a matter of fact, we love it so much we each have one.
Yeah, because you do need extra cards, and we want to point that out. When you're traveling, you're not going to be able to just get a replacement very easily if your card gets a fraud alert on it and they shut it down, they send you a new one. You're traveling, you're not going to get that card. So do always carry 2 or 3 extra cards with you to make sure you don't get in a bind.
Exactly. Hopefully, guys, this is very helpful to you. If you have any questions for us, leave those down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this, give us a like. If you have yet to subscribe and it was helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.